Yo, it's all said and done. It's live. I'm here in the building with Mo, and we got a very, very special guest. We got Big Cuzzy in the room.
Yeah.
We got your boy Bass.
Yeah.
You get me? You know what I mean? You don't need an introduction, really. And we're going to get straight into it. Trying to talk about football, trying to talk about American sports, of course. We got to hear what he has to say about that. Obviously, he's coming from there. I know he likes to represent as well. Yeah. So, you know what? I've been trying to make him a United fan all day, but I know Mohammed ain't gonna let me do that easily. So he's always gonna.
It'd be war in the group chat.
Well, you don't want to do it to yourself. You watched the game early, you didn't because you went to sleep. You had the house, and both of you went to sleep. He supports the team.
I went to sleep.
Yeah, that doesn't bode well for you, bro. You can't be sleeping on your own team.
I slept at halftime and I was awake in the 46th minute, ready to go, bro. I was not sleeping on my team.
That's it. He slept through the whole game, right? So
anyway,
they didn't keep the nigga awake. They went to sleep, bro. I mean, so you know why you're supporting them.
Mohammed.
You know what? We'll get to that in a bit. Let's talk about sports in general first, then, before we get into the. The bullshit talk.
So, Bas, you know what? We're gonna start off with just. I'm just gonna ask you the simple question. Innit? So, what's your favorite sports team at the moment and why?
The New York Jets.
Oh, over the Knicks, even though the Knicks got you to a playoff.
You know what it is? I think because there's only 16 games in a football season, it's just everything is so like hyper tensioned up, you know? Every play is like this play could define your whole season. You know what I mean? I love the Knicks, but it's like, you know, they play 82 games in the playoffs, so it's like just naturally you don't feel as much tension throughout the season. You know what I mean? It's like
so long.
You know, the NFL's like a thriller. Yeah, it's like every week.
Yeah, it is. 'Cause obviously, I don't know as much about NFL as I do about basketball, and I know how bad the Knicks have been.
Oh yeah,
that's why I was like, I thought this year. Yeah, so that's why I thought this year.
They had a great season.
It's like,
they had a great season. Shout out to Brunson. Shout out my boy Josh Hart. Shout out a bunch of those dudes had a great year. RJ, you know. Randall had a controversial year. You know, he did great things and did things that pissed people off in the fan base. But, you know, he's our first All-NBA guy in a long time. So, you know, hats off to him. Grimes. I like Mitch. I like a lot of guys. They have, you know, Obi, Quigley. They have a lot of guys I like, man. It's just about, you know, how do you take this great base now and become a championship team? So, I'm excited to see.
So you got them sort of aspirations, championship team.
Yeah, after this year, yeah. I mean, there were, you know, final 8 teams left in the tournament. So, you know, they just proved that. I think, you know, Brunson is the key cog, and they gotta build around that. Maybe package some guys together, bring in some help.
I mean, this playoff showing like it's a really open league, and I don't think anybody.
I think parity is at an all-time right now. I mean, in the NBA, every team has just like, you know, world beaters. So
I think that's But all right, cool. Talk about favorite things. Like I said, we'll do the like media bit first, and then we'll talk shit in a bit.
Yeah.
What's your like favorite sports moment, just as a fan growing up, whatever? Because I also want to ask about World Cup because that's
I mean, my favorite live moment was definitely going to that World Cup final.
Yeah, so what was that like in the stadium? Because watching it. That was the baddest World Cup I've ever seen.
That's the World Cup final in Doha recently.
Yeah, got the 3-3 Argentina.
I'll tell you what it was, man. It's like I'm in there and you know, I mean, I support the French national team, but obviously Messi's the GOAT, and so I was happy to be there just to see him. It didn't feel like I lost, you know, watching that game. But I will say when France was down 2-0 for like so long into the game. And I was looking like, oh, this is kind of a dud game. Like, you know what I mean? I'm cool with them losing, but not in this dud-ass way. Where
and then back came alive.
And then, then he came, it was like 2 goals in like 90 seconds.
That was
so it went from like the most like kind of dejected, like...
What was the atmosphere in there?
Best World Cup final ever.
It's best World Cup final. Maybe the only one I can remember, and I don't know if it's even like a nostalgia thing, is like when Brazil beat Germany.
R9.
Yeah. That is the only other one.
We were at your crib when that.
Yeah, I remember that.
We were actually in New York.
Yeah, I remember that.
I know. Yeah, that's what I see that shit haircut in New York, but I didn't know like.
I remember watching France beat Brazil in, I think I was in Sudan.
Yeah,
that one, and then the next one is when Zidane headbutted, bro.
Oh yeah,
That was a realist, bro.
Classic.
That's a realist.
Classic. I watched that at like a French bar in New York, and we're like, the fuck,
bro. But you can't hate on Zidane. He's got one, and
he's my favorite of all time.
Yeah, and everyone knows Materazzi deserved that. Let's be real. I don't know what you said, but you know some people deserve that.
Bro, you know what? I've always bagged Zidane there. I don't even know what happened. I've always bagged Zidane in that moment, 100%.
But apparently, all of Argentina was there for the World Cup final on the media. It actually didn't feel like that.
So Doha was like, even when you go to the club, you just felt it. Like Argentina was by far like just the heaviest presence. They were flooding the streets, chanting, jerseys everywhere. And when I get to the game, I was actually sitting in the France section, but there was Argentinians like all around us, and this dude, I'll never forget this. Like before the national anthem, before anything, this dude next to me is like just bawling in tears, like down on his knees, like looking up, talking to God, like crying, like grown ass man. I'm like, bro, they haven't played a second of the game yet.
Bro, my man.
That's
we had a moment during penalties. He was getting stressed out and grabbing my knee, and I'm just like, he was crying. I was so happy for him at the end because I'm like, you know, it wouldn't have meant that much to me anyway. You know what I mean? Like, I would have celebrated it for sure, but I'm like, this dude definitely deserves it.
Yeah, that dude went his whole life for that moment, bro.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah.
I hear that.
So, bro, you know what? I'm gonna get into it. Yeah. What's your relationship with the Premier League like?
See, so, you know, watching you guys my whole life, and all of my friends that are like supporters of specific teams, it's like it's how we are like with a lot of our sports, but like just more vicious. Like you guys, you're not even allowed to appreciate any of these other dudes.
I mean,
no,
you know what?
Him, he's a hater.
Once he retires,
big with the Champions League, innit? Like,
so that's always kept me. I've always liked players, and maybe that's, you know, I mean, like it's like LeBron. Like LeBron's never been a Knick, but he's my favorite player. Like I like players.
That's a lot more American thing, though, isn't it?
Yeah. So like I've had, you know what I mean? Like I've liked players. There was a time I loved Yaya Toure for a minute. Yeah. So I'd love to see them go off. There's players I've liked from every team. You know, through the ages. You know what I mean? I like Conte. I like to see him lock shit down. You know, I was rooting for Pogba as a French guy, and then he went to United. I was really lackluster. Yeah. You know, so there's guys I root for. There's guys, you know, I like to see certain guys do good.
Right now, obviously, who are your guys right now then on the scene, Premier League, whatever, and like who are your guys that you like seeing?
I love the Bruyne. I ain't gonna lie.
He's a sick player.
He's like how I play FIFA. I like making them passes.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Man like Basimiro, innit? Man don't know. You know what? Yeah, man don't know about the pro clubs. I might as well jump in there, innit?
Yeah.
See, Bas, you get me? We recently just won the Div 1 title as well. Shout out to the boys. You get me? Yeah, Bas plays for us.
Honorable mention, though, my boy Saka. I fuck with Saka heavy.
Yeah, of course, bro. Good you.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. You know what?
Like Rashford,
you know? The honourable right gentleman Rashford. He's a politician as well, not just a footballer. My man's out here feeding kids. You get me? Which one of your players feeds kids? That's why
Saka does better at that. Better about players.
Baz gave us such a he gave us.
How you just gonna hate on people's personalities?
Salah, of course.
Yeah,
man. Salah. I was rocking with Liverpool heavy because they had the all African.
Yeah, Salah's a G.
I hate Salah. I can't lie.
You know when they had Sadio too.
Salah's shit, bruv.
He's your father.
He's actually shit. Nah, big man.
He hates it because he comes to Old Trafford
and
he slaps United every time.
You know when you watch him,
scores goals and praise.
Yeah. When you watch him,
get head on him.
He don't actually look good. Like when he plays football, he looks like he's stuck under the ball. Like the way he moves, I don't know. It's not like
you guys are more tapped in.
Nah, no one agrees with him.
Why did they let Sadio go? I feel like
it's because basically they can only keep one there. So Liverpool have to like.
It was a money thing.
It was bad planning. They shouldn't have let themselves be in that position where where they had to negotiate both. And I think Mane is from Senegal, bro. Like playing for Liverpool's good, but playing for Bayern Munich when you already won that shit for Liverpool, that's like a thing, isn't it? You know what I mean? That's like a big deal, bro.
He's a G. I wish we could have seen him in the World Cup.
But it don't look like he's working for him at Bayern, man. That's the sad bit.
Yeah,
I was not.
He might even come back to the.
I don't follow.
Like, he got injured. Obviously, got injured before the World Cup. Not coming back in, and obviously, and then got knocked.
I want to see Bayern in Champions League.
Their levels are mad crazy, isn't it? Like, so the fact that they're still going to win their league.
No one really watches Bundesliga that much.
I watch the Bundesliga. Well.
I mean, I watch it sometimes, but it's not like...
I feel like Dortmund always puts out some studs.
Right now, Dortmund and Bayern are going for it at the top at the moment. So, like, We'll see
like
what
Dortmund's
happens.
challenges?
But I feel like it always happens, and then Bayern end up always winning it anyway. Like
Some years Bayern absolutely walk it.
Yeah, like most years they just completely walk
Nah,
it.
this year
That's
is
like
going
PSG.
fair, man.
Yeah.
But Bayern standards are so ridiculous that this season they win the league and it's like a failure because they didn't win the cup and they went out like the quarterfinal of the Champions League. Like, that to them is like it's a bad season, bro.
Right.
Like,
So-
it's different level of standards there. That's why they sacked.
He actually gave us such a media answer as well when I asked him. Yeah, basically, man's trying to say to you, bro, pick a team, innit?
Yo, I can't. I can't. It's tough.
He was like,
You can't pick
I
a
like
team,
this
make
guy.
it
I like
him.
man giving him his vanilla
Let
answer.
me ask you, none of these United players, let's be real. United, other than Rashford, their players aren't likable, bro.
Bro,
Like Varane's likable,
Varane's is
Casemiro,
Varane's my guy. Casemiro's
but
my
then
guy.
like the rest of them, Fernandez is
yo,
likable.
you want to
Maguire
walk up with
likable.
Varane, bro?
Like these days, you don't look
Yeah,
at them.
that's my guy.
That's my
But I
guy.
said Varane and Casemiro, I'm being
Champions
fair
League,
here.
Yeah.
But the rest of them, they don't look at you and you're like, they just
Rashford feeds the kids.
abrasive, bro. Again,
I had high hopes for Jaden.
Young Jaden, man, don't worry
He's
about
When he was
it.
coming out of
Definitely.
Dortmund, I thought he was gonna be
And
like.
listen,
we all
There's
did.
a player
I fell
there.
for it as well. What?
You know?
100%.
I'm still rooting for like
Yeah,
his redemption story.
He's gonna.
He's
I
young.
actually think he's young, and I think I'm giving him one more year. I think there's a player there.
You know what? I don't want to root for redemption because I don't want to see him on the socials, but it's just like when he won the Carabao Cup and did nothing, man, I was there. You know why I hated him? Because he did that, blacked out all the photos on Instagram. Like, he's taking his job serious. Come
You
back.
are the biggest.
Carabao
about
Cup.
being a hater. This guy's the biggest hater.
You know what I hate? Because
about
look how he's
United.
playing.
Anything that
But listen, if you're
you know
Ronaldo,
you're not a fan.
Nah,
I just went through the IG feed. I want to hear what
yeah,
it
but
is.
after that, as soon as he won the Carabao Cup, he come on as a sub, did nothing. Man, straight away back on the live, forgot all the blacked out photos and that, and he's been shit ever since. Listen, if you're banging goals,
he's been inconsistent. He hasn't been
he's
really
been
shit.
bad. He's been terrible.
One good performance
You
in
have-
like 4 games, which isn't good enough.
For
Don't get twisted.
£75 million,
But
one good.
there's a player there. There's something there. If he can make that performance
I mean, there's
every
always
3
been
out of 4
something there.
games,
Listen,
then he can.
You don't
he
get to
can
play for
build on
Dortmund and these places if you don't have talent. Yeah. So
So
we all know he has talent, innit? But all he's
Obviously-
saying is have talent. How long are you gonna wait for talent to do some shit, bro?
you know what?
Even him, bro. Man gets more haircuts than assists. I ain't got time for these players.
Alright,
bro.
let's move away from the Premier League there, yeah? Because I know you screwed over that question.
Yeah,
nice.
you obviously
So obviously, let's go to to PSG. Obviously,
yeah,
we all know,
that's a club you do like.
we all know your relationship with PSG. That's your team. Yeah, me. So obviously,
who
what do you think
got
about the little revolution that's happening right now? And like, you know, what I mean, it looks like it's a big moment for PSG. It looks like they're trying to kind of part ways from their failed Galacticos project.
Yeah, I'm honestly not opposed to that. I don't really think it's a very sustainable formula for. And you see a bunch of guys from their academy that have gone to ball everywhere else that were kind of disregarded because so maybe it is time for a new approach. I mean, this I think the window might have closed on this current crop. You know what I mean?
Apparently, I want to bring Mourinho in, which is mad because there's no. I'm from the outside looking at it. They're not. It's not a disciplined group of.
I'm about to say that's gonna be tough.
So bringing Mourinho in,
He
mad.
always falls out with players. That's like his way of
No,
getting.
but it's like, I feel like they're bringing him in to fall out with players there, like in a way, because they're tired of like having these players just have like too easy in a way, and they just turn up. I don't know, because why else you bring Mourinho in?
They want to prick him.
You only bring Mourinho in to like, if you're like, because for that team, he's gonna have to. I'm guessing is to like bring in the idea of this is like, it's a club about winning, isn't it? PSG, like in their growth.
I love him. Really.
PSG's grown as a club.
Have they ever gone after Zidane for like?
Nah, but they should do.
Right, I feel like why wouldn't they?
Because apparently Zidane, everyone thought Zidane was gonna get the French job, innit? Because Zidane, like he's gonna work when he
I
wants.
feel like
to.
Zidane's
not
a
leaving though, right?
He's
Yeah,
a
yeah. So
bougie
now's the
manager.
time.
He's like the bougiest
Don't
manager.
ever call Zidane bougie, bro.
He's bougie as hell.
He's
bro.
not bougie. First of all, he's Zidane. He's not a manager. He does what he wants.
He's like, I'm only coming out of work when I want to
Look
work.
at that. He leaves Real Madrid twice. You know how good of a manager you got to be. Real Madrid sack you when you're in the league. And Zidane pulls up there and has left twice, and they call him out like, bro, stay. He's like, nah. Too icy, bro.
Too icy.
That's what I mean. He's
too icy.
He is too icy.
But he's not too bad.
He's bougie. He's a
He's not
bougie
bougie,
manager.
but why? Listen, it's
Because he
like,
can tell Real
my
Madrid
favorite
no.
player
That's the
ever.
only guy that can.
but he's on 3 Champions Leagues. What do you want from him?
Yeah, he's a great player. Great manager as well.
If he retires now, but listen, Fergie didn't win 3 Champions Leagues. This guy's managed 4 years.
So he did. Wait, he did win that one too.
And this guy's managed 4 years, bro. Listen, I'm not saying it's Zidane's better than Fergie before he was.
Where y'all think Messi goes next year?
I hope he goes to get that dough, bro.
I think he's probably going
Saudi?
to MLS.
Yeah,
I want him to come to the MLS.
I feel like he's gonna go to the MLS.
I mean, MLS Saudi same thing for 500 million.
I feel like him and Beckham have some sort
He'll
of
never
like,
get that much money in the MLS, but he'll probably get like
they'll do the
had a
Beckham
sweet deal.
Yeah, they'll do like.
But like Beckham,
Beckham's
the owner of the club that he's meant to sign for. So I think him and Beckham have some like, because they're from.
Yeah, I don't feel like Messi's the same sort of businessman that Beckham is.
No, but they're good friends.
I think but I'm saying
Beckham might package a deal that's good for him.
Yeah, but
in a way that Messi won't have to like do much.
I feel like Messi might be. I don't know, dude. I could be completely wrong in it, but I feel like Beckham is more in tune with like the business side of the world, isn't it? So when he got offered that deal from LA Galaxy, he probably did look 4, 5, 6 years into the future and saying, "I'm proud." Messi don't strike me as that sort of person. I think Messi could just take the easy check.
I'm sure he's paying enough people around him to be like,
yeah, but bro, even with that deal,
negotiate this for me.
You know what I'm saying? Even with that deal, would it be?
They're gonna look at the precedents. Whoever's negotiating this deal,
but I'm saying they're Saudis.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
But you know what these Saudis are like? No,
Messi, they'll pull out the door for Messi.
100%. But these Saudis,
the Saudis, they'll just give you the money to go buy your team.
Yeah, they're about buying it. And they'll also pay everyone around you to tell you to sign.
How much is the deal that you got offered for Al-Hilal?
500 mil, man.
500 mil.
500 mil for a year.
1 year?
Yeah, he's doubling Ronaldo.
Nah, go do that.
Yeah, that's the same, bro. Listen.
It's 1 year of your life.
For 500 mil.
500 mils.
That's
what?
Yeah.
Nah, it's 1 year.
1 year, bro.
It's the craziest deal.
Just to see that Ronaldo and Messi game there.
Bass is like, boy.
I just seen like,
is it too late?
I just seen like multiverse me, you know?
Yeah, bro, yeah. I'm saying, if you ever do, you need to get money, you just dash a football at him.
That's it.
But I just
I'm actually starting a club in LA. We finally, all our paperwork is filed. We know we're a non-profit. We're going to start fundraising essentially. It's cool, man. Like, we got a lot of people excited. We got like 4 teams. Shout out to Will.
Cheers. Big news, man.
Yeah. He's a local up there, and he kind of expressed to me how a lot of like the black and brown kids don't get to get into the game because the fees are so high. So like,
so that's a good place. We spoke about this.
Why is it in America? Because obviously we here in England and like in Europe generally, that's why you see like the France team, for example, would look like people like us. We know like football.
Football's a working man's game, man.
Like America,
sport.
Yeah, it's weird. It's like a suburban.
Yeah, I got a vibe like soccer moms, SUVs.
Yeah, I think it's like a lot of the fees are high. You know what I mean? For like to join these clubs and like the fields, you got to pay for the fields, you got to pay the refs, like everything. There's a lot of fees involved that, you know, a lot of our athletes in the States, you know, our best athletes come from like underserved and underprivileged and like, you know, like the tougher economic background. So those dudes aren't playing that game. They're going into
like
you see what it's like in Sudan even, right? Like they use a little bricks.
I feel like I was gonna say basically. I think
also we don't have like, you know, the MLS is
growing. Linked on a tangent.
But it's like, you know, kids want to be like Mike.
Yeah, nobody wants
to. That's the problem. You know, they don't want to be like
Carlos
Vela. They want to be
that's a problem.
Tom Brady. They want to be those guys.
Nobody like
those are the stars.
Nobody knows these players. Like American players.
So do you think it's a matter of creating stars in the MLS or channeling the Europe game into America?
I think it's two things. I think obviously over here with the academies, these kids are like they're pros at like 8. You know, so it just breeds a different level of skill. We don't have that youth. That youth system isn't really.
So
like, I hear it's like connected to the top. I don't even think I could be wrong, but I don't see no way in the States where like
the college
local
system
youth clubs are connected.
Yeah, I don't know if the college system.
Bro, I see a kid the other day.
Yeah, but even when you come out of college, you're already
you're behind.
21, 20,
football, you're way behind.
Yeah, I see a kid on holiday the other day. I was in Turkey. He's 3 years old. He was wearing a Man City. He's from Manchester. Wearing a Man City shirt. Yo, the kid was so good at football. Like he can strike a ball better than I've seen adults. And he's 3 years old. And I'm like, yo, this kid could be like, he might be like a club will snap him up. A Man City or a Man United, like these teams move quickly to snap him up. And he was 3. And his parents were telling me he's just obsessed. All he wants to do is play football.
Yeah, I also remember a couple of years ago signed to a 9-year-old.
I was like, damn, you got a nice job, man.
Yeah, that's
nah, you know what? This is a problem with football generally because it's like a European sport and a lot of the media is British. It's very safe, and they don't let footballers like have any personality generally. You're only seeing it a bit more in the last year or two footballers
That's
are
one
coming
thing they
now.
got in American sports.
Yeah, that's it. And that's
I
why
wish they had in the
people
UK.
want to be like Michael, innit?
Yeah.
Like, people in the hood
That's
relate
true.
to these footballers more.
They're like, it's more larger than life.
So
yeah,
NBA,
whereas here,
I
they
feel
just,
like Zlatan kind of had that.
but
Yeah.
that's why their stars
That's
are.
why we always loved him.
but
Like,
Zlatan's like one of a kind, right?
he's one of a kind. Yeah, he's an anomaly. You
But
don't
in
see
the
a lot of
NBA,
that.
you see these niggas come out after games. They're like, yeah, we played shit. Like, yeah, this is a
Even
blah,
the
blah, blah.
outfits, like,
yeah,
listen, for
this
me,
happened.
That's
like,
on my thing.
I
I
wish.
just want to watch my kickball. But I understand, for some people, they like
there's
that
like,
shit. innit?
there's all IG accounts. and
Yeah,
it's
they
like
come in with the outfit before the game, like Harden's always wearing the craziest shit or whatever, and like, some
Like,
kids like that. They watch
I wish
that,
there
they
was
do that.
I wish there was more personality. Like they were allowed to give more personality to these players when they come in these like after game.
I feel like the managers have more personality.
The manager-
They do.
Yeah.
Well,
Even
especially
that,
the
they
big,
have
because they're always
personality.
getting interviewed.
Yeah.
Yeah, those post game ones are like,
and they get really annoyed as well.
yeah,
they get-
very much so.
Like
Even-
Pep Guardiola's become a meme because when he
Yeah,
gets
Black
right,
Guardiola. Because he's just a
we
sour
would,
guy.
we would be there. We
He's
would be
a
there.
sour
You know
guy.
that meme that I keep
Nah,
saying?
those guys, people like
he
him.
says we will be there.
He's like, we would be there.
Oh, you gotta shut up.
I've got the meme. Of,
Basically, they like lost the game,
Bro.
but they were going through, innit?
they
And
were-
so he was just like not on. He was just vexed they lost, even though it was like a pointless game effectively. They're
Yeah.
going through. So whatever the guy was just asking the question, and he's talking about the
They were
next
like-
round, innit?
Yeah.
He's like, we will be there.
they were like,
All
who
he
you-
keeps it.
so he was like, who are you playing? PSG? He's like, we will be there. We will be there. Like that's what he was saying.
Yeah, that's a classic annoyed post game. I think everybody that does that, they just repeat the same thing.
Bro, it's so funny. Oh.
The next round, we'll be there. GPR, though, we will be there. PSG, we will be there. We'll be there.
You didn't even ask him the last time. He's just repeating.
And he just gets up and leaves as well.
Amazing. I love
he's
Pep,
got the,
man.
you know the other one. I
Pep's-
need this.
Pep's-
Yeah.
We need this. Yeah, this one.
Yeah, Pep's nuts, but
I need that. We need that.
He's a G, bro.
He's funny, bro. He's a meme, bro.
yeah, you know what? I swing on Pep, but he's a G. Now I swing on him because you know it is his job. He does have all the tools, and part of me is like,
Bro,
as a manager, wait, you're.
If you give me $1 billion, I'll probably do a
No,
Pep deal,
bro, because that's not
Jesus,
true.
man.
People
That's
be-
a billion.
Bro, how much have
I
United
feel
been
like there's a
giving?
lot of clubs
United,
spending
wait,
man money.
United have spent more
That
than
ain't-
City.
that ain't the
Since Pep's
only
been there,
answer.
United have spent more than
We're a badly run club to the
So-
point where our fans are literally.
I'm
going
just
to the games
saying,
and
your
protesting.
idea that if you get given $1 billion and you'll do better, your club got given more than that and didn't do shit, so we'll dash that out the window, innit? Yeah. Pep, what he's doing is ridiculous, bro. It's
If the Glazers don't
consistency.
see, he
On a
wouldn't be
bad
able to do that,
season,
doesn't
they
he?
get nutty. Pep, if he had those players, would get more out of him than anyone that he's been at United. You're not going to tell me otherwise.
If Pep was,
You're just a
if
hater,
Pep was
bro.
at United, I don't think he would have succeeded either in the way we've been recently.
How long do you think he stays at City?
As long as you want.
I hope.
The Arabs don't sack him.
I reckon he's got another year on. Once he wins the Champions League, I don't think he's got much left to stay for.
I think
What's
he's
what's
safe.
next for him? Like a national
Yeah, that's
team
why I
or
think
something?
he stays, because where does he go?
I think
He's too young. I think
He's
he's so
Spanish,
bad.
right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
He could wait for Barcelona. To,
I don't think he wants to do that job again. I think he knows about
Well,
this.
he could do the Spain national team.
I'm telling you straight, he knows City are a small club, yeah? And he knows what Barcelona, with his reputation, it means. He don't want to risk
He
that.
could do the Spain national
He
team.
knows you get to the City forever. If he has a couple
Brazil
of bad
really
seasons,
want him,
they won't sack
apparently.
him. Brazil maybe, but again, when you go into international management, like, I don't think.
Vinny. I'll rock with Vinny hard. That's another player I really
He's
like.
a baller.
Vinny's a.
Oh, we were having a conversation yesterday, Vinny or Mbappe. I'm going back.
I think right now, currently, Vinny's about
because I think that's a recency bias.
No,
I'm
I'm
thinking
going
back.
about.
Yeah, I'm
But
thinking
I'm
back.
biased.
I mean,
I'm
that
biased.
World Cup final,
But I love
shit
Vinny.
like that. I love Vinny as well.
Yeah, it's like he always shows up.
Yeah,
Vinny's
like,
just
got
champion
all
for the
the
Champions
Listen,
League,
PSG
bro.
have performed terribly, but he never does. It's always Mbappe that, like,
Yeah.
in the Champions
You know
League
what it
games,
is?
Bayern,
Tournament
Barca.
football, yeah, like World Cup football. Obviously, it's
We
amazing.
thought we had Real after what he did in that
Yeah,
first leg.
even
Remember
then.
that one? That goal was elite.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
last minute thing. He's
That
in
goal,
goal,
yeah.
but then
Vinny's-
Benzi did it
Vinny
dirty.
scored winners in the
Benzi
Champions
does,
League
that's what
final.
Benzi
bro.
does.
Benzi
Ballon
did it
Benzi.
dirty.
He scored winners in the Champions League final last season. He
Yeah,
carried.
but I told you, he
him
plays
and
for Real Madrid.
Benzema
And Mbappe,
absolutely
listen,
carried them
if
through
and when,
against City. They carried them through against some big teams, bro. And
not
Vinny
they,
did
he
sick.
had the Ballon d'Or winner there next to him.
Yeah, I said him and Kareem.
And Luka Modric and Toni Kroos. But that's
Him
a
and
team of
Kareem.
Champions
Him and
League
Kareem
winners.
would have. Either way,
Modric
he was
is
a
ball.
star. He was a shining light in that team. He's got over
Not
40
the Ballon d'Or
goal contributions this season, bro. And they haven't even won anything this
I'm
season.
not questioning.
This
I'm
guy's
saying
already completed.
He's part of a
football.
cohesive team, and
He's
he
completed club football, bro. At
Yeah.
21, 22.
Listen,
The
this
guy's
guy, Mbappe's in Champions League away from
Like-
playing football,
Bro,
and he plays for Real Madrid. Listen,
Top
I
that
rate.
World
I
Cup.
think Vinny
Top that
won
World
the
Cup,
World
damn
Cup in
near
this.
Finoli.
I think Vinny
I
won
don't
the
think.
World
I
Cup.
know it's Brazil too. Just I want him to. I want him to win it so bad. But as I've been watching them every World Cup, they're just
Don't worry,
disorganized as an organized.
Vinny will be like 30, Endrick will be like 25 or something.
Vinny's got like 2-3 World Cups, 3-4 World Cups. Right, he's 22.
No, I'm saying.
He's a kid. He's got better World Cup.
They got the new young boy, Endrick now. You heard about him?
Yeah, I saw that.
Real Madrid, 60 mil. This guy's 60.
60 mil.
Playing against men.
6-0?
6-0.
Yeah, Real Madrid because they can't, because of FIFA rules, you can't sign a player till he's 18. So they've signed him for 2 years from now. When he turns 18.
Oh, so you have to pay like
they did the same thing with Vinicius. And I remember they said
the deal is that it's agreed it's a 60 mil transfer, but they just bought him now to avoid anyone else.
They did the same thing with Vinicius.
In those 2 years, nobody can.
He's playing for the team. He comes
signed.
Yeah,
So he's playing for Palmeiras now. He won his first senior trophy the other day. Scored 2 in the final.
What positions he plays?
He's like a striker number 10.
Number 10, yeah.
Yeah, he's Brazilian. He can just play anywhere. Like, he's not like a poacher, but he's a striker.
He's a boy. He looks like a baller. But bro, this guy, yeah, they did the same thing with Vinicius. They bought him for
Rodrigo
35 mil, yeah, when he was 16. And I remember seeing that because it was wild. It was years ago. And I was like, yo, that's crazy money for a 16-year-old. And now 35 mil it looks like an absolute bargain, bro. Man, bro, Vinicius was sold now, yeah. How much do you think he's going for?
I think you could make
minimum 200 and something mil, 250
because it's Real Madrid. People don't buy players off Real Madrid. It doesn't happen. Eh? They keep their players.
Bas, what's your favourite Premier League moment? Or even era? Both of them, actually. If you can remember one.
Moment that I actually watched, we were just talking about that Aguero goal because there was so much on the line for them. I actually remember watching that.
That's actually
low-key.
He's trying to send shots in it, bro. This guy actually
bro, that was a moment. I mean,
listen, I'm not even
that's the rarity of
at them times as well. I had no allegiance. I didn't
care.
But in that moment,
I was great moments.
Bass is doing battle lines, isn't it?
Nah, in that moment, listen, he's a hater.
You guys, look, if
he can't appreciate
tell
that.
United, give me some memories, man.
Bro, listen,
give me some memories and I'll recall them.
Nah, don't worry, bro. I got a memory for you, 7-0.
You know, I can remember.
That was a memory. That was a big memory.
I can remember.
What's that?
Van Persie winning the league for us.
Yeah, but he didn't.
Oh, I remember that Van Persie. Was it that scorpion shit?
Remember that?
He had that scorpion kick.
Yeah,
was it?
that over the top.
Yeah, okay. But he had
that mad one.
Van Persie was a dog. Oh, that was for Arsenal.
Yeah,
that's that over the top.
No,
from
I
like
Van Persie about against Charlton.
Oh yeah, but
that was against Arsenal.
I vividly remember that.
The yellow shirt, yeah.
Yeah.
Arsenal.
That Rooney played him that over the top ball.
Yeah, that's a different goal. The goal he's on about is about even that.
Yeah, but that goal was bad because you know what? It won a league.
Yeah, but he don't remember that.
Yeah, but he does, trust me.
No, he don't, bro. Sorry, United.
You remember Rooney and Van Persie together, man?
Yeah, of course.
Come on.
But you know, I mean, that was just I'm talking about, you know, a moment.
Okay, that was a moment. Okay, you know what? Fair enough. You know what? As much as that moment,
he's a hater.
Listen,
even
as much as I was like that moment,
I was like, shit. When that City scored that goal, anyone who unless you're a United fan, you are what is going? Because
as much as I don't like that moment, because we kind of gave that league away. As much as I don't like that moment, I understand it was a big moment, so I'll let him have that one. Yeah,
you understand?
It's like seeing like a crazy buzzer beater in any sport. That shit is just
and actually
it's exciting.
The culmination of events for it to get to that on the last day of the season and one goal to mean so much is so unlikely, isn't it?
Right.
So when something like that happened and then the goal goes in, you gotta be like fucking fair. You know what I mean?
You just want to see
that's
it
what
happen.
sport's about, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly.
You want to try to see some shit just fizzle out.
What would you say is a more high impact, high importance moment in the past decade?
No, in the Premier League. Listen, there hasn't been in the Premier League.
That's what I'm saying. That's
Leicester winning the league.
That's pretty unique.
Leicester winning the league's a bigger deal, but that wasn't a moment. That was over like a course of a season.
Right.
People see that coming. That was just one moment. That was just nuts. But,
so
Balotelli, random fact, has only ever had one Premier League assist, and it's that goal.
Yeah.
No way.
Yeah, apparently the dude hated passing.
He never passed.
I love Balotelli. Is he still in Turkey or something?
I think he's still in Turkey.
That's my sneak FIFA team when I gotta play someone that I know their skill level isn't super high, and I gotta compensate. I found
he won everything.
Who, Balotelli?
Yeah. He won Champions
League. Yeah, he won Champions League. He won the Premier League. He won
Puskás winner.
What club is he at?
Inter when he won the Champions League and obviously won the league with them.
I mean now.
No, he didn't win the Euros.
No, he didn't win the Euros. No, he did.
No, he just played really well. He got to the final and got slapped by Spain.
It's not one of the big
It's a Turkish team,
but it's not one of the big ones.
Yeah,
It's
I
like-
remember because I remember Googling it like I'm just gonna play with whatever team he's on, and I was killing mugs. He's still nice in FIFA for
But
sure.
yeah, 31. This guy, like, but he's one of the players. I feel like
He's got mental. Like it's a
yeah,
mental
but
thing.
listen, this guy grew up in Italy to white parents, was getting racially abused. Like if you watch highlights of his like kids game, there's like a whole stadium just racially abusing this one black youth.
I can't imagine because they do it on a pro level, so I can't imagine when you're playing like
Yeah,
a kid.
and he's
like high school.
Bro,
You know,
like I said, he's
my
been
boy's
adopted,
little
his
brother.
parents, like,
My
his
boy's
kids
little
gave
brother
him
is from. Well, he was born in Italy, yeah, and he was actually quite good, and he played on like lower levels, like for decent clubs. And bro, he was telling me the racism is crazy, and he's like, no one gives a fuck. Like,
Yeah, clearly,
you'll be getting racially
clearly.
abused by adults, and no one, like your coach, no one will give a
So
shit.
this guy had to deal with that, the whole trauma of getting adopted by like Italian like white people, your parents, like they had the whole issue, that come back. I don't blame him, bro. And football, like I said, these sports, it's like Tevez. Tevez got exploited the fuck out. He was owned by like third parties. They shipped him all over the place. He was playing for West Ham.
No, for real.
Yeah, Tevez. So Tevez had no control over it until he went to Man City. He was owned by like just a group of people in like.
What?
Yeah, South Americans have
So
this,
he
like,
had no say over his like destiny. They were just telling me. So when in the end, when he just started taking mad checks and doing, I'm like, I don't blame him. Like the football, like literally just made it. It would commodify him, innit? It just
Right.
turned him into commodity, innit? That's why he
What
was
kind
able.
of deal is that they signed?
So that's illegal now, innit? But like.
Yeah.
they made it
sounds
illegal now,
illegal.
but
So
basically it's super.
So
it was
how it
super
would work
crooked.
is the clubs in South America obviously have less money in it than European clubs. So to stop their like players going, these groups of people would give them money to pay wages to give the players a good contract. In exchange, they take their like economic or like playing rights.
Yeah.
So then they
For how long are these deals usually running?
well once you own them, you gotta sell them, innit? So with United,
They basically own the players' rights.
so the reason why Tevez was able to go from West Ham, from Man United to Man City, is because Man United didn't own him,
we didn't.
and no football club owned him, innit?
So what? Those guys are like leasing him to Man United?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
That's exactly what it
what
was.
it is.
And then Man City paid the money to own him, innit?
Outright.
Yeah.
Outright, yeah.
Oh.
But from when he was in, so that's what
It
it
was
is.
so
So,
like proper. It's
and then
proper
after that,
shit.
everyone got onto him being like a money grabber and shit. Like everyone, he had a reputation. Like, yeah, he's just doing it for money. I'm like, bro, the way football has treated this guy, I don't blame him. Like
Yeah.
he should never have been at West Ham. The guy couldn't speak a lick of English. They didn't know coming on like deadline day because they were like, because even that deal, they got offered to Arsenal and Wenger's like, I'm not getting involved in this shady deal.
Right.
He's like, it's just weird. Like, he's like,
Right.
I think it was part of the reason why United didn't sign him outright as well, because it was.
and they say
It was
because of that, it's all
quite
been
dodgy
banned.
deal.
There was like they had to change the laws because it's just shady, innit? Like, you can't just have next man owning like players and. But yeah, so then football is like here. So this is the other side of it, like you don't see there, innit? Because like they're easy target, innit? Because they're just poor people, innit? Like and they're rich people who were poor and are young. And people feel like they didn't have to work for it, which is bullshit, innit? Like whoever like, makes their money earns it, you know what I mean?
When did they like? Who had one outlawed it? Like what?
So FIFA outlawed is third party ownership, innit? So FIFA had to, so basically you're still allowed it to like for like image rights and certain shit like that, but in terms of like playing rights that's no longer allowed. And yeah, to be fair, it only really happened in South America because European teams don't need the money, innit?
Right.
But they would do it to stop their best players getting poached by like European teams. They, like I said, take this money from them thing to guarantee them players playing them a bit longer at their club, or whatever. Like Neymar, for example, Neymar's one wasn't too bad because his dad owned a lot of his rights, innit? But like, if you look at like, the money he went to for Barca, 92 mil, the club that he left only got like 20 mil. Santos in Brazil only got like 20 mil. The rest of the money was like his agents, his dad.
Yeah, so that Neymar deal, a lot of the money was like all over the place. Barcelona ended up going to court for that deal because I think it was La Liga didn't get the money that they said they were going to get from the deal.
Well, which one? The
Something like
PSG one or the Santos one? The
The
Santos one, they
no,
also.
Santos one.
Yeah, Santos
They went
took
to
them to court.
Barcelona.
They were like, how,
taken
like,
to
they only
court
got
by
20 mil.
Santos.
But Barcelona obviously don't get run though. You see how they do, bro. They're mad about. They're the only football club that's worth more than $1 billion and can't has to borrow money from Spotify, bro.
Yeah, them niggas are broke.
Yeah. What happened? What happened with that?
So basically, after they just made the dumbest. After they sold, this was crazy because when you sell a player for 220 mil, that's unheard of. Like no deal is paid in one
You
installment.
would expect you'll be comfortable for a while.
But then they just made like
Talking
ridiculous.
about Neymar to PSG.
And
Yeah, so
Neymar's
like-
PSG. So
Yeah,
what,
that
what-
influx of money don't happen in football. Like
But-
a football club might generate 200 mil in a year revenue in like one go.
So what happened was Barcelona were butthurt, right? Long story short, and they were like, "Fuck this, we're signing everyone," right? But because that deal
About
about Neymar, because they didn't
Yeah,
want to sell
'cause he got
Neymar,
violated.
right? it was like
Hurt
a
their
forced
ego.
move almost, right? So it hurt their ego. And no, but they never thought anybody would actually pay that release clause. But PSG came along like, we got money. We don't care.
That's why
right?
the release clause has gone to $1 billion.
So they cut the check, and then they even gave me my extra money, I think, for being like a...
Wait, hold on. You said release clauses have gone to $1 billion?
So in Spain,
now
they're
they
mandatory,
are.
innit?
Yeah. In
So
Spain, they
that's
have to put
why
release clauses.
this. That's why that happened in Premier League.
With this
there's
Neymar one, they put in the 225.
They don't have release clauses in the Prem?
No.
Some do. It's contract by contract. But in Spain, it's part of the league that you mandatory have to have one in it.
Oh, because they don't want their players leaving the league?
Yeah, no,
it's just
it's
like
to
part
protect
of the
the
way
freedom of players. In theory, there shouldn't be a contract where a player cannot leave in it. So the release clause is there, in theory, to always allow a player to exit the club.
Right.
So
But there's no cap on the release clause. So now, like,
So
Real
with the
just got
Neymar
like
one, when they put a release clause in, they put the release clause in for what is it? 223 million pounds.
But even then, no one paid.
Yeah, no one's gonna pay that because nobody in their right mind would pay that. And then PSG came along like it was basically a dick swinging competition, and they were like, we will pay that just because we're PSG, right? So Barca was super butthurt, right? So then what happened was, so now all of the release clauses, like you said, are like $1 billion. But anyway, after that deal, Barca were like, fuck this, we're gonna go on a mad spending spree. Because everyone knew they had money, they wanted, like, every player they tried to sign, they just got absolutely rinsed for. So they signed Ousmane Dembele for like 110 mil. They signed Coutinho 140 mil. Griezmann for like 80 mil.
Mirror Pjanic, this deal is getting investigated now. It's part of that Juve shit. Isn't it? This deal they bought Pjanic for because they gave.
No, it didn't make any sense. They
gave Arthur Melo and 75 mil, and Arthur Melo is a younger and better player than Pjanic as well. That's the weird thing.
So they gave him and 75 mil for a 31-year-old Miralem Pjanic.
Who played like 5 games for them. He's on loan in
5
Turkey.
games for them.
Right.
Yeah,
So like
that's like 500 mil off rip just there, and they're not. And obviously Spanish clubs weren't being run that well anyway. Like, generally speaking, like, that's why they had to bring in all these.
And they also spent like 70 mil on that Arthur Melo guy, like a season before Barcelona. So it just shows you the type of dumb things they were doing.
And COVID hurt them bad.
And yeah, COVID hurt them. So basically, they've
been terribly run on agent side.
And they didn't. And you know what it is? You don't get a lot of money for being Barcelona for just being in the league. They have to win a Champions League, otherwise they ain't worth much, right? And they just didn't win a Champions League. They didn't go very far in the Champions League.
Nah, they were handing out mad contracts. Griezmann was on 600 grand a week.
And that's why Messi had to leave too.
And he's not.
Yeah, I remember Messi was crying. Like,
Messi was willing to. He agreed to take a 50% pay cut. And the reason why he didn't sign his contract was because he gave him all the time he thought they needed. Because in theory, I know he went broke or whatever, but he was unemployed, which he shouldn't be as a footballer, for like a month. Because he was giving Barcelona time to sort out their shit. And when we come back from Argentina, they're like, bro, we can't do it.
Damn.
So yeah, it was kind of.
That's why, like, that whole year at PSG, I don't blame Messi. Didn't even know he was going there. He didn't want to go. Not that he didn't want to go, but he had no intention of leaving Barcelona. He came back, he come back from his holiday in Argentina, planned to go play for Barcelona. He's like, nah. And the next day he's pitched up with PSG, all that. You know what I mean? So like, I feel like you got to shout him pretty hard. How you feel about the PSG fans going mad? Actually, I mean, I
didn't like that.
Yeah, I think it's cool, man.
It's not cool. You got.
Like on the, you gotta treat
somebody that you gotta treat with more respect.
If you're doing the stadium, all well and good, then. The stadium chat shit, that's fine. Nah, that's my opinion. In the stadium, if you want to chat shit about players, that's fine. But
boo them, whatever.
Yeah,
was that just solely based on him going to Saudi and getting suspended, or was?
Nah, they're just angry. Like they've been.
It's a disappointing season.
Yeah, so that's why they're angry.
I mean, with Neymar, the thing is, with Neymar, I don't get it, but I know the relationship's been a lot longer, innit? So I feel like with Neymar, they've it's been building. I feel like Messi,
it's like the culmination
post
of a
World Cup,
project.
it was still lit.
Yeah.
And then like in 2 months, they just turned. Like Messi went 100 to 0.
I feel like these guys are the faces of a project that failed, and they're just the easy targets. They're the
I
big
don't think
names,
Messi
the ones
is.
that
Like,
are being paid the most to play their
Neymar,
games.
I think it is. I think with Neymar, he's there. Yeah. Messi just got, like I said, got brought in on like PSG were never planning to bring him in. He was never planning to go there. It was a mad opportunity that arrived. They took it, and then like I said, even until like after the World Cup, I don't know. Yeah, you'll be more in tune with Paris than me. It seemed like people were still like cool with Messi, innit?
Yeah.
Like, I feel like Neymar, there'd already been that tension, and he got injured before the thing. There was the whole casino shit, and there was like there was a bit of backlash of that. Everyone was like, Mbappe said sleepo, and you went casino, and people didn't like that shit. But yeah, with Messi, like I said, it seemed like as soon as they got knocked out of Champions League, they just turned on him quick.
Yeah, I think.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on. Like the club suspended him. It's something weird. It's something weird.
I mean, listen, I don't know. I'm not a political comment, but it seems like France seems like a pretty volatile place right now, isn't it? So I feel like that might just also like fell into the
like the frustrations of just
like how bad it was is because of how bad everything else is in the country.
Yeah, I feel you.
Do you know what I mean?
So
they took that further than they needed to go because you know what I mean people are unsettled there anyway. You know what I mean?
Right. They've been demonstrating and they've been outside like this part of the.
So like
the tension is there's strong political tension in France at the moment anyway.
So
maybe it's just like fueling into the football, which it very well might be.
Yeah, I mean it's it's part of it.
I mean I feel sorry for
daily life.
I feel sorry for
stuff that brings people joy and like relief.
Yeah.
So listen, my people, we might as well wrap it up. Obviously we've had Bass. The man himself, big up yourself for coming in. Shout out, obviously, we've been here on All Said and Done on Frequency Radio. It's more than just music. Obviously, shout out those that know. Shout out, obviously, everyone that listens online and comes through on the Instagram lives. Yeah, shout you all out. But yeah, thank you for listening. And yeah, Bass, you want to say any parting words?
Man, we just kicking it with the cuzzos. You know what it is.
Big love.
That's it. Nothing to it.
That's it.
Alright, shout everyone out, man. Take care. Peace and love.
That's all said and done.
Yes, sir.